Alright, we're here. It's a fairly nice afternoon. I was on the move all day, doing one task and the next. Right now I'm going to this employment center here to use their printer, assuming that there's not 50 million people there. They only have well, actually it's not true. They have like 20 computers, but they only let the general public use 4 of them, people walking off the street. So I'm heading there to, oh shit. I'm heading there to print off some forms that I need to send to Hydro Ottawa. I was also at Long and McQuaid earlier, researching some equipment. I think the way I'm going to handle some of these grants is just buy the shit under the assumption that I'm going to, buy the equipment that I'm going to need, which ain't much, but I'm going to buy it under the assumption that I'm going to get it. And then if I do get the grants, then it's like a retroactive thing. And then worst come to worst, or worst case scenario, then I just have some shit, just an investment in myself, right? But I discovered a whole other bunch of grants that, one of them I discovered one of them. Actually, let me rewind. Basically, I stumbled across a whole other bunch of grants. One of them with a deadline that was today, and I just found it last night when I was researching. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? Let me fire off something today. But I was like, there's these deadlines are all year, and there's another. It's like a similar category under which it's like I'm using the same project, but it's just different categories. One of them is actually March 28th is the deadline, and the other one was today. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let me not rush. I don't want to last minute something here. Whether or not most of this is walking that fine line between over strategizing and then doing but then fucking it up. These applications, you want to make sure you're dotting the I's and crossing the T's and so on. So and the one that was the deadline that was today, and then the one next week, it's the categories are similar. So I'm like, well, I can just apply to, really I should apply to both, but I caught the one that was due today too late yesterday, and I was trying to rush an application. You know what, I ain't trying to really come off like a fool here. So yeah, so that's the story there. Right now I'm going to use this printer. I want to, this is some paperwork shit that I should have done really on Monday. Well, really I should have been doing it months ago, but I just forgot about it. And I've had it as a major thing to do this week. And now I am finally getting it done. This is just part 1. I gotta mail it. Why am I detailing mundane shit like this? It's because I think this is useful to people. Showing you all the mundane things that I never do as a result of analysis paralysis and then forgetfulness and then Just so much shit. Everybody has a lot of things in their mind. But here, we're on the seventh. Lucky number 7. So that whole ordeal was literally like a 2-minute ordeal that I just, for whatever reason. Sorry, that cut off. So yeah, that was a simple task that needed to get done for months. Didn't do it, but I did it now. At least part 1 of the task is completed, which is print the shit off. And now I gotta fill it out. That shouldn't be a problem. I got an envelope, mail it to Auto Hydro, and then there's something else I gotta do. Taxes. Oh yeah, my music publishing shit. I gotta deal with that. Now that I use my own music for my videos online, I gotta make sure that I deal with that. That I get the royalties from that. Also, you gotta be mindful of like your vibe, your mood. Some dude just clowning around kind of yelled at me from a car, but there was another dude he was very close behind me as well. So, but I heard it because in the mid, like I wasn't recording, right? Dude yelled something, I just yelled back, yo, kind of motioned to him to get out of the car. Most of these guys that yell from cars ain't getting out of the car. So that's something that, and if that does happen, I mean, not to sound like a tough guy, but there's an incident that happened last June. Well, there was like 6 incidents, but 3 of them specifically involved people trying to egg me on from their cars. And I was ready for war then, boy. And I guess since then I've been super hyper alert to that. Because, I don't know, these people are cowards, man. Everybody's a tough guy in their car. How about they get out of the car, right? Anyway, let's complete some more mundane tasks. And then I'm gonna do a test stream. I tested it out in the gym. I have my computer in the gym. I had OBS set up. Tried to stream, but I don't know whether because it's from Wi-Fi, it didn't work or whatever. So I'm now going to sorry, I'm at a 4-way. I'm trying to get smoked out here. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring it to another. So again, I try not to have internet at home. It's getting to a point I probably should, but I also I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a huge fan of, like, even without the internet, there's days that I ain't trying to leave, right? Do I really want to like give myself more of a reason not to leave? Or maybe this is the thing that maybe having the internet at home is good. I don't know. Like if what would be my internet bill is literally just my data and then getting a coffee, a second cup or Tim Hortons. Maybe that's a whole other series of streams that I can do, like what happens when man's like different coffee shops to vibe out. Treating the coffee shop like the bar. That's kind of like my thing now. Treating the coffee shop like the bar. Anyway, I'm now home. Let me film myself doing this auto hydro shit. See? The 3 things that I filled out here were like seconds, and yet I haven't done it for months. So now phase 2 of this is to fill out there's one thing I gotta fill out, then I gotta put the address on it, and then go down to
quote-unquote Billings Bridge and mail it. Hopefully nobody's getting gunned down in Billings. So I just realized I kind of fucked up. There's 3 things I had to mail. Well, 2 today, and I forgot to photocopy my passport so that I could mail it off. But you see, I'm saying that just so I don't beat myself up. I'm saying it so that I realize how mundane and irrelevant that is. For now, tomorrow is another day, Thursday, and it's better to do things as they happen instead of always tomorrow, but you can't beat yourself up, right? Now we're gonna go to the mall and mail this shit off. Again, just trying to show people the analysis paralysis that sometimes creeps up, even in a constant kind of optimistic state of doing. It happens, man. Like, it's happening. It happened today. It's happening with this right now. There's a bunch of things that I got to finish off today. I'm gonna do my best not to get jammed up on the fucking overthinking.